Frankly, we were sat around thinking about what we could do as a really big challenge to raise a lot for charity. It could have been anything. It could have been climbing Everest. It could have been going to the moon. It could have been, but really anything. And Ed, my rowing partner, came up with the idea, and he said, "Well, what about rowing the Atlantic?" And the challenge really appealed. I've never done anything like that for as long as it's going to take us, 2 to 3 months, and I ran out of excuses eventually. He just kept bugging me, and one thing led to another. I think our goal is threefold. We've got a big charity fundraising total to raise. We're trying to raise £250,000 for breakthrough breast cancer, and that's really a personal story. My wife had breast cancer 3 or 4 years ago, so we wanted to. That's our main aim, I think. But kind of secondarily, we're working with lots of schools, and we're going into schools and trying to make our challenge really relevant to all schools. Trying to bring learning to life and make it relevant to geography, maths, science, any of the subjects, to give the teachers something tangible that they can base their lessons around. Those are the two main ones, I'd say. My day-to-day is pretty busy, as you can imagine. We're really juggling 3 projects here. We're juggling trying to raise corporate sponsorship. We're juggling trying to get fit and going to the gym every day, and obviously I've got a full-time day job as well as trying to raise £250,000. So my day starts at about 5:30 every day. I've got about an hour commuting to work. I get to work as early as I can and go to the gym straight away, typically for about an hour, sometimes an hour and a half. Might be on a rowing machine, might be doing weights, might be doing something else. I'm then at my desk by about 8:30, full day till around 6 o'clock, and then an hour's drive home typically, and then really the project management work starts. So thinking about fundraising events, thinking about how to work with sponsors, getting letters out, that sort of thing. So I tend to go to bed quite early, but between 5:30 and 10 p.m, it's full on. Challenge really for me is managing all the different things that are going on and not letting any of them slip. So in a small business like Absolute Return Partners, it's really important that I'm here and I do my day job full time and not actually let the rowing project impact on that too much. I mean, work are very supportive, but at the same time, it's crucial I do my job. Trying to manage getting the boat ready, getting fit, planning all these events. I've got lots of committees that we need to manage, and lots of friends and family being really supportive, but at the end of the day you need someone to coordinate that. So my wife's been really supportive around that, but also I'm pretty heavily involved in that. So I would say the most difficult thing about it is all these things that you're constantly juggling, which is good practice for the real world as well. What scares me most? Sometimes I wake up really excited about what we're getting involved in. Other times I wake up and think, oh my God, what have I got myself involved in? Being out in the big ocean in a small boat with 40-foot waves, I think is scary. I haven't really got my head around it fully because there's an awful lot to do between now and when we go. But taking on the ocean and Mother Nature, I think is probably the most daunting prospect. Industry have been really supportive so far. We've had quite a lot of press. We've also had a number of sponsors directly support us. So a couple of hedge funds and investment firms have already directly pledged support to us, which is fantastic. What they'll get in return really depends on how they want to work with us. They'll get branding on the boat. They'll get branding on all our publishing material, and also we're going in and giving motivational talks. In terms both before and after the event. So after the event, we'll have lots of video material that we'll be able to share with our sponsors, come in and tell them, really what it takes to row the Atlantic, as well as managing a day job, and hopefully get them excited about what's actually possible if you set your mind to it. But then the lead up to it, it's all about project management and getting and being organised and really trying to juggle the things we just talked about. So there's lots of ways we can get involved. Some sponsors are more interested in branding around the team. Other sponsors want it to be an excuse or a motivating factor to bring their management team together so they can use that in their business as well. So we ask sponsors how they want to work with us, and we can work in lots of different ways. would be start early. I mean, we've been planning this challenge since a year last February. So we're already 14 or 15 months into our planning. It's a huge project to undertake, and as we've touched on, there are lots of different elements to it. It's not something that you can run with in 2 or 3 months. You really need to take your time. So start early, get a good team around you to help you, because you're not going to be able to do everything yourself, and treat it like a second job. First of all, to attending the event. I've never been to FundForum before, and so I'm really looking forward to meeting lots of interesting people. I think as part of our project, one of the really interesting things is meeting lots of interesting people in all walks of life. So that's the first thing. I'm going to look forward to talking to people and to presenting and engaging with people, and hopefully when people hear the story, see the boat, hopefully meet me and get excited about it. That's really kind of empowering. So all of those things I think I'm really looking forward to.